Well, welcome to this Peace and Friendship Stadium in Piraeus in Athens. This, of course, the venue of the 1987 European Championships. And this is the 23rd European Cup Winners' Cup Final, and you can see for yourself it's a capacity crowd here. 15,000 or more to see two of the top teams, as one would expect in Europe. And Real Madrid, well, what a team they are indeed. And they're up against Snežero Caserta, and they will be wearing the black strip, and it's only their second European final. They're the 11th Italian side, incidentally, to go into a European Cup final. And more realistically, though, Real Madrid going for their 10th major title. Paul, quite a match in prospect, isn't it?
Yes, Stuart, this is going to be an absolutely tremendous match. There's the Italians right there. The important players on their team is the great Oscar Schmidt, the Brazilian, who will be wearing number 9 for them, and Gentile, number 5, who's a very good guard.
Well, they've come up with the Real Madrid team first, and you'll see Petrovic wearing the number 5 shirt. Now, we've got to watch him because he really is one of the greats in the Yugoslav national team in the Olympic Games, of course, and he got himself a silver medal there. So Dražen Petrovic, 198, he's only 23, but what a lineup it is. Lots of experience. A young Soviet player, Biryukov, at guard, number 7, and the Martin brothers too are there. Here comes Antonio wearing the number 15. So it's talent all the way down, Paul.
Yes, definitely. Petrovic is a superb player, Yugoslav international, great three-point shooter, but a very good dribbler, ball handler as well. Biryukov, he's a Russian birth, but a Spanish mother, I believe, so he has a Spanish passport. And Rogers, who's the American that also plays for Real Madrid.
Well, you see the support, and that's what they're playing for. It's quite a trophy, and I wonder whether Real Madrid will make history. I know that their support here will want just that. Snežero Caserta of Italy, and number 4, Francesco Lombardi. And actually, just looking at that list, I know that we've had a late piece of information. Giuseppe Vitello will play in the number 8 vest, replacing Francesco Longobardi at guard. So that's one late change, which doesn't appear on that caption, but Oscar Schmidt does, the big forward, who appeared in the Olympic Games as one of the top scorers, one of the key figures in the defeat of the United States in the last Pan American Championships. He's a 40 points a match man, as Rizzo, Policello, and Tefano, Boselli, and Glauchkov is quite a character. He's a Yugoslav international, a Bulgarian international. So let's have a short break. Join us shortly. The important tip stage in this European Clubs Cup Winners' Cup Final. Really, now the formality's over, and they're the starting 5 for Real Madrid. Petrovic, Biryukov, Martin, Rogers, and the other Martins. They're both the Martin brothers on. Big number 15 there for Real Madrid is Martin taking the tip. That was Fernando Martin, and there's the Italian starting lineup, including the great Oscar Schmidt. And just looking at the two teams, quite clearly they're well matched in height, Paul, and one would expect a keen tussle under the backboards.
Yes, it'll be a hell of a battle underneath the backboards, but really the story of the game will be the great Oscar Schmidt, their scoring his first 2 points of the game against the great Dražen Petrovic, who has the ball now.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting tussle to see how both of these players are contained, and we've got to hear his own defence to open up on the part of the Italians, and I suppose that's sensible in a sense, although they're going to have to put pressure on Petrovic, or he's going to run loose and he's going to take a lot of shots. Yes,
absolutely. Once Petrovic starts to get going, he'll be very tough to stop. That was 3-point shot there from Gentile, number 5 for the Italians.
That's Petrovic on the near side, shooting right over Schmidt, so the two big men opposing each other at the moment. This is Gentile. Gentile penetrating nicely there, and a good rebound. Petrovic. Well, it's gone for the first minute or so of this match, as one would have expected, and that was a superb basket from John Rogers. the big number 40. He's the American who played with the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's the team that heads the NBA rankings this season. They've had a few losses of late, but they still head the rankings. Schmidt. What a nice shot that was from Rogers, and it's a confident start from him, Paul.
Yes, he's just come out with the first 6 points. He's hit his first 3 jump shots, and that'll give him a lot of confidence. And the Italians need to work the ball round. Both teams are very, very talented, and it'll be just a joy to watch this.
Well, as you say, the ball's going to have to be pushed around to create the spaces for penetration, and that's not happening at the moment. I would say that defensively both of these sides leave a little bit to be desired in absolute terms, and we're likely to see some high scoring. Petrovic showing how versatile he is. He can penetrate, he can shoot from outside, and so we've got an 11-5 scoreline early on. That's a foul there on Gentile by the look of it, holding. And that the 2 referees, incidentally, are Mr. Rigas. That was Kurilic of Yugoslavia, Mr. Kurilic. In fact, I think that was Martin, wasn't it? Tickle?
Yes, foul on Fernando Martin.
Well, just for once, Petrovic taking on a little bit too much. Schmidt. A second chance, and quite clearly there's a foul there, but quite clearly Gentile and Schmidt are the 2 players causing the damage at the moment. That was Antonio Martin at 2 meters and 13 there, the big number 15, leaning all over the place and committing that foul.
Lovely move from Gentile there. He's only small, he protected the ball well, scored, and now he has a chance to make 3 points out of it with the free throw.
There are statistics for you. At all. And there's a great deal of athleticism out on this court. One normally associates tallness with non-athleticism, but I can tell you there's some athletes here. And down below's the crowd really appreciating what promises to be a superb tussle. Just to remind you that if Real Madrid were to win this, it's early days to even speculate as we watch that very big shot. But if they were, then it really would be a record in European basketball terms. It would be a 10th major European title. Incidentally, that was Biryukov. He's an interesting character, isn't he, the number 7?
Yes, he has a Spanish mother, and he was born a Russian father, and in fact he claims Spanish citizenship, and that's how he can play. But this is really a good start from Real, really open game. Rogers has 8 points, Biryukov has hit 2 3-pointers, and Petrovic has scored as well.
And the scoreline, 16-10. You caught a glimpse there of Manuel Saints, well, I don't know where he got the grey hair from. Perhaps it's coaching this very good side that gets into some very sticky corners. But Saints, the coach to Real Madrid there. Let's have a look at this more closely. That's Schmidt trying to get in, and as one would expect, it's very much a physical contact game. It's getting very tough under the backboards. That's Martin on the near side. Once again, Petrovic. Oh, well, he's already causing the damage. They're going to have to contain this man. Schmidt. Biryukov, that's Biryukov, just passing off the ball to Petrovic. These 2, the guards here. Biryukov almost failing to receive that. Petrovic. 3-point attempt from Biryukov, and that's a super shot.
That's his 3rd 3-pointer in a row, and that's lovely play from Petrovic. He penetrates, passes the ball to Biryukov, who makes the 3-pointer.
7 points the advantage then to Real Madrid. A pedigree name, Madrid. 3-point attempt there. Super shot too. Really was a superb shot, and we get a first glimpse there of Marcelletti, the coach to Snedero Caserta. It's a man-to-man defence now being undertaken by Caserta. So they've switched, and I suppose, Paul, in a sense they've done that to try and stifle the effect of Petrovic.
Yes, both teams will play a lot of man-to-man to try and match up on Petrovic and on Oscar Schmidt for the Italians. There's a foul on Fernando Martin, pushing in the back, getting that rebound, so it'll be the Italians' ball.
Well, the timeout taken by Marcelletti, the Franco Marcelletti. His team, of course, lost in the Courage Cup final in 1986, and this, with their second chance, well, I'm sure he'd like to make the best of it. And he's got some very big men around him, helping him to do just that. Manuel Saints, assisted by Clifford Luke, and some positive coaching going on there from the bench.
Just goes to show both these teams are very well supported, and they desperately both want to win this game. It is really going to be a hot game.
John Rogers popping the ball into play there. Rogers it is. Nice little fake to get baseline side to score those 2 points. Rogers, as I said, he played for Cleveland Cavaliers, also the Sacramento Kings in the season 86-87. Well, that was Glauchkov, the big Bulgarian international. Well, we keep mentioning that name Petrovic, and that's another basket from him. And quite clearly, Snadiero Caserta now have the message quite clear. They've got to stop Petrovic shooting. They've got to put pressure on him. How about a box and one, Paul?
Yes, that might be something that they come to later. They have to stop him, and similarly, the Spanish Real Madrid have to stop Oscar. There he is fouled by Antonio Martin now, so he'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
Nice shot here of that Schmidt attempt, and fouled in the act of shooting. 2 fouls against Martin now. Great atmosphere here, as one can always expect, as Mr. Kurelic of Yugoslavia administers the ball to Oscar Daniel B. Schmidt. A name revered in Brazil because it was Brazil that he represented in the Seoul Olympics. And of course, that talent recognised within Europe, and the Italians, who play well, have achieved his presence on their bench. Rebound there by Policello, and Gentile just holding up play and establishing the pattern, and the defensive play coming out and allowing Schmidt in. Actually, that was a bit casual on defence, Paul.
Yes, well, what a superb move from Schmidt. He's 2 meters 5, he just went round baseline and flipped the ball in off the backboard.
Rogers. Well, Rogers has had a good start.
Yeah,
12 points.
12 points already. He really has come out fired up and ready to play.
Gentile. Well, there's a foul off the ball there, and it's against Petrovic. Now, you notice the screening movement put on, and Petrovic pushing his man to get out of the way. Attention under the backboard. 3 men attending Fernando Martin there, and he felt there was a foul. Nice check out too. Look at this drive for the basket, and that was Petrovic again. This time he was fouled, and that's Mr. Rigas administering that. Let's see who it was. Well, you can see who it was. It was Delagnello, the man to commit the foul. And of course it's free shots for Petrovic.
The Italians must get back quickly on defence, because Petrovic penetrates very well, and when he is fouled, he doesn't miss too many free throws.
He's already amassing a fair old personal total here, and an ungenerous crowd here, giving the shooter no assistance whatsoever. Gentile, like the way Gentile sets up the play, and Delagnello on the near side, the other guard. They're playing 2 men out the top, and that was Antonio Martin, number 15. His foul. closer look at that one. Schmidt's shot right over the top of the screen. You saw the checking movement, and it's Barcelo putting the ball in there, and that's Glauchkov. That's Gentile. Well, we've got a problem with pictures here. We apologise for that. Let's take a break. Well, apologies for that break, but back with us, Madrid leading, and Madrid are on 5 team fouls at the moment. Madrid in the white strip, and the shooter there, number 10, Fernando Martin. 30-24, we make the score here, and Madrid with that slender advantage. And that's Mr. Rigas. Foul on John Rogers there. And the ball, the luxury of possession to Gentile. 22 years old, and now watch him signal the plays. Just to remind you, the 23rd European Cup Winners' Cup final. Good rebound there, and that looked like Glauchkov, the big Bulgarian. Played in Phoenix for a year, he's got American experience, and my goodness, it shows when he gets onto the backboard. Man-to-man defence then from Caserta. Can they stop the shooting? But that was a beautiful piece of movement into space there by Biryukov, and the foul against Policello. 32-29 the score.
It's a lovely pass here from Petrovic. A little lob over to Biryukov, who gets the ball, fakes up, goes up strong, scores and gets the foul. So it's 2 points, and he'll have a chance to make another one from the free throw line.
Biryukov, 22 games with the Soviet national junior team before taking out Spanish nationality formally, and he's represented the Spanish national team 15 times. So Caserta in the all-black strip, Real Madrid in their white, and that's a shot from Schmidt. 3 more points, in fact, just outside the arc, and this man who really has dominated the game on the side of Caserta, that is, but they have to beware of that because their team effort is going to matter in this match against Madrid. Well, it was a nice assist. They're signalling cancel the basket, and it looked as though the whistle had gone before then. As we come to a substitution, this is Jose Cargol, and he's replacing John Rogers, the American. Cargol, 2 meters and 8, 20 years old. He's only had 4 full internationals for Spain.
His job, Stuart, will be very much to contain Oscar, stop him from getting hot and scoring a lot of points.
Well, that was a bit of a scramble, actually, and it's Gentile again. I like the way Gentile's playing, and Schmidt's able to feed off him. But a foul there on Cargol, Jose Cargol. You saw the official signalling 13, the clenched fist and 3 fingers. And we make that 17 fouls, too, as we've got a timeout. Manuel Sainz. I wonder what you'd be saying, Paul, if you were in his shoes at the moment.
I think they've got to just up their defence so that they contain Oscar Schmidt, get the rebounds, and Real Madrid love to run, to get the ball quickly off the backboard and then run down quickly down the other and get an easy shot. They've got loads of talent. Biryukov and Petrovic are a very good guard combination, very exciting to watch, and they desperately want to get further ahead, get the crowd on their side, and win comfortably.
Well, Caserta have got a real support element in this crowd, as one would expect, because in only their 2nd European Championship final. Remember, they've previously runners-up in the 1986 and 1987 Italian Championship, so this is a real opportunity for them. How this crowd are enjoying the performance of Oscar Schmidt. Made the Seoul Olympic All-Star team. That means the top 5 players in the whole of the Olympic tournament in Seoul, and that includes the United States. Once again, I apologize for this breakup. and we'll just try and keep you in touch. There we are. Once again, apologies for that, with the scoreline at 35-34. Real Madrid still in the lead. They've held that lead right the way through, slender though it may be at the moment. And once again, we've got Gentile. Gentile to Policello. Policello to Glauchkov. Movement of the ball, good shot from outside. Well contained. Oh, nice assist. And Martin was in, and there's a foul too. Scoreline 37-34. Real Madrid have the advantage.
That's the really advantage of Real Madrid. Get the ball down quickly. Martin gets the ball there, draws the foul and scores.
Well, let's whilst the perspiration is removed, and well, let's take an advantage here of this injury and take a short break. Martin on the free throw line. Welcome back to Eurosport's coverage of the 23rd European Cup Winners' Cup final, and what an occasion it's proving to be. Very, very tight indeed. The black strip of Snediro Caserta. Can they snatch the lead with Schmidt, the shooter? Schmidt, number 9, has really played well in this match so far, as one would expect from a player of his pedigree. 37-36, just 1 point adrift. Jose Cargol, the number 13 scorer there. And once again, Gentile slowing down the offence, Paul.
Yes, the Italians like to get the ball to Oscar. He's really scored most of their points, whereas Real Madrid tend to have a few other people. Nice strong move there from Georgi Glauchkov. That's well, he learnt that in the US, and he's very tough to stop down low, close to the basket.
So is Petrovic, and he has the ball. Petrovic defended there by Delagnello, the number 7. Nothing illegal about that. Out of bounds, and possession to Real Madrid. Cargol. Petrovic, oh, superb drive from the weak side. 41-38, just when the Italians look as though they're coming back, the maestro pops in another 2 points. Gentile again, slow it down. Delagnello on the top with him. Number 10 there, Rizzo. Rizzo on in that last timeout, incidentally.
That was a foul there on Biryukov. Lovely bounce pass from Oscar. Biryukov reaching in and fouling Glauchkov's arm. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
2 meters and 7, 29 years old. Versatile too, not just the inside big man player, as you saw just recently with that nice outside shot. A significant factor in the Snediro Caserta offense and defense, for that matter. Nice shooting. Petrovic, 41-40 then, margin just 1, so this really is anyone's match. Incidentally, they've met twice before in the qualification pools for this tournament. Real Madrid won the away match by 1 and their home match by 17, so really anything can happen here. Nice hook shot there. Martin, 2 points to him. Gentile. Gentile being forced out, and that's good defensive play there by Petrovic. The Glauchkov screen not in position long enough for Delagnello to take his shot there. It's a blocking foul on Biryukov, Jose Biryukov.
That's now 17 fouls for Real Madrid, so it's a one-on-one situation. So Sandro Delagnello will shoot one-on-one. Makes the first one, so now he'll get a second free throw.
Sandro Delagnello, born in Livorno. His highest score in an international match was against Switzerland in 1987 when he scored 20 points. They're adding another one to his personal tally.
It's interesting to see, Stuart, that again it's dominated by Americans. These two top European teams, in fact, have one Yugoslavian, one Brazilian and one Bulgarian as three of their four foreign players. There's only one American, John Rogers, in the whole game.
There's some more evidence. Rolling, superb time play into that restricted area to take the advantage to 3 points now, once again for Real Madrid. And look at this Caserta crowd in support. They've made the journey here and they want it to be worthwhile. And they're letting us know about it too.
Petrovic is really getting hot here. He's just saw the lovely move and now he's just shot another shot from outside the key. They really have to stop Petrovic, otherwise he's going to run away with it.
Well, the pattern of offense from Caserta is very similar each time. It's Gentile bringing the ball in and looking for Oskar Schmidt, and if not Schmidt, then Glauchkov, the sweeper. And really, that's a bit predictable now, and they've got to start looking to develop more of a team effort. And his foot out of bounds, I think, there. Yes, it was.
Tremendous hustle from Georgi Glauchkov there. Here he goes, he steals the ball and just gets his foot outside. Looks like a big foot though, Stuart, size 18 or 19, out of bounds.
Yes, indeed. And have we got a foul there? Yes, we have. It's a foul against Gentile, off the ball, pushing his opponent in defensive mode. Well, that didn't look too serious from here, taking account of what's been happening under the basket. Nevertheless, it goes on the score sheet. That's a foul. It's Delagnello, big number 7, acknowledging that very late in the day. There he is, look, putting pressure on, illegal pressure on Petrovic as he comes in.
Petrovic really is causing all kinds of problems at the moment. The Italians have to get hold of him to try and counter him, stop him getting so many points and penetrating.
Well, just looking at the team foul situation, Caserta on 16 fouls we make it at the moment, so another one, and the Real Madrid will have the option of free shots one-on-one if fouls occur.
Caserta there changed to a zone defence, and that forced Real to take a bad shot there and in fact miss, and so Caserta got a chance now to narrow the gap.
Once again, Gentile at 47-42, and that gap, as you say, is 5 points, and this is Delagnello under a lot of pressure. Good screen there, unable to execute at the end. That was Oskar Schmidt setting that screen for Delagnello to get round, but the defence moved and it wasn't there long enough. A little close look at this. Actually, that was quite good play by Jose Cargol. He moved his position, got into good defensive mode there, Paul.
Yes, good move there against Gentile. It's getting rough under those boards. Lovely shot there from Gentile. So now the gap's 3 points.
Petrovic under pressure from Gentile. The two number 5s doing battle, this time illegal, or adjudged illegal at least. And you see Gentile signalling to the referee, well, shouldn't you have called travelling? And the referee says no, and the coach, Manuel Saints, expresses an opinion from far off too.
That's 17 fouls now for the Italians, so that's a one-on-one situation for Petrovic. And like I said earlier, he doesn't miss many of these. He'll make these 2 free throws. Well, no one's perfect, and always Petrovic proving me wrong.
Gentile. Schmidt. Actually, Paul, there was a lot of contact under there, and while Saints applauds his team there, it really looked as though Rizzo might well have been in a bit of trouble there had the referee been a little closer. Slow, determined attack, zone defence again for the Caserta side. It's a 2-3 zone, allowing the big men at the back to sweep.
Lovely penetration from Biryukov, pass to Petrovic, and another 3 points. The Italians have got to tighten up on Petrovic. He's causing a nightmare at the moment.
Well, once again, we've got a good example of controlled basketball by the Italians. At 50-44, they need a positive attempt at the basket here. It's very important. There's a foul. It's on 13. It's on Jose Cargol of Real Madrid. Let's have a look. He's defending. He's putting his knee into the player going past him. And that is not allowed. And there's Rizzo, in fact, leaves, is substituted. He goes back to the bench. Well, no prizes for guessing who this man is. Oscar Schmidt adding points to his personal tally, but more important to the total of this good Stadiera Caserta side.
Oscar and Petrovic seem to be having quite a competition. That moves Oscar now to 20 points, and Petrovic already has 18. So it's a real shootout between the two of them.
Interesting how Real Madrid have just had the edge throughout this first half. They've just managed to keep those 4 or 5 points ahead all the way, and I wonder whether that will be the situation at half-time, which we're approaching.
Another 3-pointer from Petrovic. He scored the last 8 points for Real, and he really is starting to play well. And the Italians definitely don't like it.
Well, Martellati and Sergio Contini, the two coaches, not expressing too much, but what a way to express yourself on the court there. Marvellous shooting.
Gentile answering with a 3-pointer of his own. This game is really livening up.
Madrid looking for the space, but of course there isn't going to be too much of a space. There's a weak side player moving through, that's Cargol. The inlet pass not possible. Good defence at the moment, actually, and that was 2 beautiful points from Dražen Petrovic.
In fact, another 3-pointer. So that's 11 points now in a row that he's scored, and he's got 24 points for the game.
Yes, you're right there. It was outside that shooting arc. So number 6 there is Esposito on the Caserta team. He was the man who substituted on for it, so...
There's Glauchov there doing a good job on the rebounds, getting their offensive rebound and scoring. So 5 points to Real Madrid.
Petrovic. Well, you see, when the good player shoots and misses, he goes in to defend, and look at him retreat now to get in front of his player. And that was an error from Gentile, one has to say that. I wonder what's going through the mind of Franco Marcelletti as he watches this. The player being pushed off by the attacking player, and he must wonder what his team has to do to overtake this very good Spanish side. It's as though he's got his own built-in guidance system, doesn't it? He's so accurate, and these free shots are not easy. Now let's make it absolutely clear that there's a lot of pressure. There's 15,000 crowd in this Peace and Friendship Stadium in Athens, and the Greeks love their basketball, and it's very noisy, and it's never easy to execute at those moments. Delagnello and Schmidt out on top this time, looking to cut deep, not getting in, but eventually Delagnello getting in and rebounding. That was good play by Delagnello, he read that well.
Yes, the Italians have got to get the ball closer to the basket there. Glauchov went up strong with the move, didn't score, and Delagnello came through with a rebound. They've got to get inside as well, as apart from relying just on long 3-point shots all the time.
That is the danger, isn't it? That if it were to slip, then confidence might well dwindle, and they might be in trouble. Oh, a little elbow there from the number 6, Esposito. And eventually it's Esposito who lands up on the floor. Vincenzo Esposito, and the foul On 10, looked like Fernando Martin.
This was really good work here, working hard. Missed shot, but as the shot goes out, Oscar goes to the rebound. Fernando Martin just pushes him in the back. So Oscar now will have a one-on-one from the from the foul line. That's a third foul for Fernando Martin.
Well, as we're approaching half-time, what a battle we've got here. It's certainly anybody's match. What an interesting situation. The crowd loving it and getting really involved. So Schmidt, gold medalist in the Pan American Games, making that pedigree tell at the moment. And can Real Madrid hold on to this lead to go into the half with an advantage? It's Antonio Martin trying to get the ball in deep. The zone defense being shifted out, and that's quite a big gap left on the near side for Jose Cargol.
That was good work from Antonio Martin there. He penetrated, then passed the ball out to Cargol, who made that outside jump shot.
Well, a foul. Once, just for once, Marcelletti allows himself a little smile. The Caserta coach sees a foul go against his opponents, and we've got one-on-one, and Oscar Schmidt it is, the executioner.
That's another point there, 2 points for Oscar Schmidt. Just to remind viewers that on Friday Eurosport will be covering the Scavallini-Passaro game against Barcelona in the round 13 of the European Cup. So there's more European basketball on Friday.
Well, this first half drawing to a close, and Real Madrid have an advantage, and Gentile will want to make this a positive attempt, and Marcelletti, the coach, knows it. This has to be scored. 60-57. The shot up from Esposito. Oh, and it's out of bounds, and possession goes to Real Madrid. And timeout being requested all over the place down in front of us, and the shot is long. And there it is at the half, 60 points to 57. And Paul, what a good first half.
Superb first half, and they go off now for a little break, and the second half is going to be absolutely riveting. Both teams warming up. What a game we've got in hand.
Back in a couple of minutes. Join Eurosport for the second half of this marvellous match. Proved to be a superb first half. 60 points to Real Madrid, 57 to Snediero Caserta of Italy. The Italians never really got onto terms, Paul.
No, it's a very strange game. It's very much a game of two players, really. There's Oscar Schmidt, although they're showing Gluchev in this shot here. Oscar Schmidt of the Italians, and then with the Spanish, it's the great Drazen Petrovic.
Well, there you've got the Real Madrid top scorers, Petrovic at the head of that, and Schmidt, of course, at the head of the Snediero side. So, well, they're equal on that account, but Petrovic has to be contained, so does Schmidt. Interesting second half, really.
Definitely. Both those teams, both those players have 50% of their team's points, so that's how heavily they're relied on.
Well, I'm sure that the coaches, you've got a glance there again of Manuel Saints, I'm sure that they'll have done their homework, they'll have looked at their stat sheets, they'll have established those scoring statistics, and they'll have made those very points that you're making, I'm sure. And we really do consider now that we should have more defensive ploys on the two big scorers, but that's whether the other teams can do it.
Yes, maybe we'll see some of the other players coming in to the fore now and scoring important baskets themselves, rather than just relying on those two.
Well, that was a very good basket indeed from Fernando Martin, the number 10. It's getting tough under that backboard there. There were plenty of contact, but nothing illegal, as 2 more points amassed to the number 7. That's Delagnello. 62-59. Martin. Look at Schmidt out on the top. And the number 7 once again, Biryukov, being fouled, this time by, was it Oscar Schmidt? It was indeed.
Biryukov had a great start to the first half, and then he went rather quiet, Stuart. So it'll be interesting now to see if he gets into the game now and really gets going and starts the second half as well as he started the first.
Cargol with the luxury of possession. Real Madrid in the white strip, and foul there, and that was against Esposito, and it'll be sideline indicated there by referee Mr. Rigas. He's in front of his home crowd, and we've got a bit of crowd trouble in the background, as you see, and that's the Caserta supporters ranks, and I hope to goodness they don't get any closer to the court here, because it looks quite a heavy piece of trouble.
Didn't seem to put off Petrovic much. He just notched another 2 points to his tally. Now the Italians really need a good score here.
Big Glachkov playing low. This is Delagnello. And the shooting percentage is dropping just slightly in that little affray. Martin under pressure. And another turnover. 1 or 2 errors creeping in.
Yes, they need a while to get warm in the second half, it seems. It's not as fast-flowing as it was at the end of the first half.
Well, you notice the attacking play of the Italians is much faster. They're passing the ball around that defensive array much quicker and establishing those sort of gaps, and that was Esposito.
Lovely move by Esposito, shooting the ball up high over the Real Madrid big men.
Biryukov out on top. Martin is in, and he looked as though he was fouled. Was he? No. Nothing called there. Exposito. And that's Schmidt, another three-pointer.
Oscar doesn't miss many of them, and look at this man, he is so into it, and it's now 64-all. Real Madrid do need a good offense. The Italians have got scrappy, and they've really got back into the game.
Well, yes, but can they go ahead? And that's a foul straight away on Oscar Schmidt, so soon after his superb basket. And lots of local dignitaries in this stadium enjoying the atmosphere and enjoying and having the rules explained to them quite clearly, and enjoying the real competitiveness of this game. Some pensive looks, I suppose they must be Caserta supporters, even though they're from Athens. Just a short hold up now before the game is administered once again, and 1 or 2 situations being explained. What a performance it would be, though, and look at the Caserta players saying, well, come on, Petrovic was travelling, and they were all signalling that just as Petrovic shot and scored some more points and took them 3 points ahead. Well, they've got to watch that. Schmidt. We heard the cry of anguish there from Georgi Glachkov. Petrovic again checked out. Gentile.
That was lovely play from Gentile. He faked to pass the ball to Oscar Schmidt, left himself open, and he shot a shot there. It wasn't quite a three-pointer, only 2 points. Real now only lead by 1.
But the point is they still lead, and whatever Stadiera Caserta do, they can't get into the lead. This is Martin, double-teamed, and look at Gentile trying to steal the ball from him. So, Fernando Gentile committing a foul there and not getting away with it.
Interesting move Real Madrid have brought on their captain, Fernando Rome, who didn't play the first half, Stuart. He's 7 feet tall, that's 213, and he really is causing a presence in the key there. He's a big man, well experienced, plays on the Spanish national team, and he's helping them grab those rebounds.
Schmidt finding a screen to shoot over, and that was an error on his part. Notice how quickly the Italians are getting back into defence now. Can they make that defence tell? They're picking up the ball handler fairly early, although it's nothing positive. And they're sinking back and dropping back. And allowing Real to penetrate like that. Backdoor move there. And once again, a second shot. And that was Buryukov. 73-66.
He's really come to the fore again. He's just had a shot and fouled. That's 3 points, and he's hit a big three-pointer there for 6 points in a row.
And that takes his personal tally to 18 points. So he's figuring on the statistical sheet. And this is Esposito. No, that was travelling violation en route to the basket. Won't count. And Marcelletti issuing instructions. Oh, I say, what a confrontation that was.
Great play from the Italians. They saved the ball from going out of bounds. Long pass there from Delagnello, and then he's ended it up with a slam dunk.
I enjoyed that. Most players do. Very few opportunities for that sort of expertise with the close attention under the baskets we're getting here. 2 more points to Petrovic.
Petrovic is such a smooth player. He really is. He got the ball there on the edge of the key, faked, and just scored with a nice little jump shot.
Well, we've got a timeout. 33 points to Petrovic, incidentally, as we go to the Stadiera Caserta coaching area. Well, some frustration creeping in there, quite clearly, Paul.
Yes, emotions are definitely getting going now. There's no love lost out there. Both teams want to win, and they were slow to start the second half, but here they're really getting stuck in, and the rest of this game is really going to be hot. Here's the pass, 2 big steps there, and up goes. Big dunk. Angelo there with a lovely dunk.
Well, pensive indeed. In offence, Schmidt again defended there by Kargol. And the final execution once again for Georgi Glauchkov, 75-70, and Madrid now steadying in their attack. Well, there's a lot of pressure being put on the ball handler, but Petrovic is penetrating still, and there's a foul. And who is it this time? Is it Esposito? Could be any one of 3 players there. None of them have acknowledged.
I think the foul there was on Esposito, but it just goes to prove again how dangerous Petrovic is. Whenever he penetrates, he gets fouled, he ends up on the foul line there.
Well, that says it all. 33 points. And just 1 foul against him, so one surmises that not a great deal of defence has been played by Petrovic. Although that's not absolutely true. He has been getting into good defensive positions. And he's shooting so well, not only from outside, but from the free-throw line. He's penetrating. He's such a versatile player. No wonder they tried to steal him and eventually stole him from Sabona.
Yes, he's a great player. Makes you wonder how many points he's going to end up with.
79-70. What a pace now we've got on this game. What a pace indeed. Caserta in attack. Well, the break-up is local and it's going out all over Europe. It's solar activity, we're told. So Eurosport back with you, and Real Madrid back in attack. Marvellous final this, and one which will be remembered by many. And 2 more points by Petrovic, and this is the man that everyone will remember here. And let's say Caserta knew he was going to be here. They knew what he could do, and yet they've been unable to do too much about it.
Great job there from Rome, and here come Real Madrid yet again.
Biryukov, the man to penetrate and take the ball down in. And look at the steadying effect and the steadying influence of those ball handlers outside. They've got three big men. There's plenty of space behind the zone defence of Caserta. Who can get into that space? Well, you can see Martin getting into it, but the ball not coming, and that's a foul.
There's a foul on Esposito. Really a weak foul. There's been a lot of pushing and shoving going on. He reaches in and just catches the arm. He's right to be aggrieved with that foul.
Well, thankfully the crowd problem doesn't seem to have developed, and the supporters have settled down again to concentrate on the real activity here. And well, oh I say,
what a tremendous pass from Biryukov, and straight through to Rome, who just has a nice easy shot right under the basket. Lovely pass.
10 points the advantage to Real Madrid, and this is the biggest margin I make it of the match so far. Oh, marvellous penetration. He was brought down illegally. And timeout being requested by Marcelletti. Let's have a closer look at that. It was Delagnello at 2 meters and 2 who made the contact on Dražen Petrovic. Yes, just took his arm away, lost his balance actually. It was a heavier fall than perhaps Delagnello caused. But look at this crowd. Marvellous atmosphere here. The Peace and Friendship Stadium, well, just for a moment earlier on I thought it was going to be anything other than peace, and it really is in game terms anything other than peace. And Marcelletti has a lot of work to do here because his team is just drifting away. Emmanuel Sanz must be more confident.
Yes, Real Madrid have really stepped up a gear. They've gone 10 points clear now, and with these 2 free throws from Petrovic, they have a chance to go 12 points. The Italians have to slow down, get organised, and really go to their strengths to hopefully cut this down. Oscar's back in, and hopefully they can cut this lead.
Well, Petrovic, 37 points to his credit, and that moves on to 38. A little smile from Mr. Kurelic, because Mr. Kurelic is from Yugoslavia, and so is Mr. Petrovic, so they know each other well. 85-73 then, in the second half of this European Cup Winners' Cup final. The 23rd contest of the championships. Biryukov brings it away, and Petrovic again. But that is the mark of a real player. He could see no way through. He could see the situation develop. The defensive players were there. It wasn't a solid opportunity, so he stopped it, set up a new play, and that's what a great player is all about. Well, as Jose Cargol scrapes himself off the floor, we've got a foul. And it looked like the big number 14, Glachkov, actually.
I think the referee's called that a charging foul, so it's the Italian's ball. So it's a foul on Jose Cargol.
Absolutely right. It wasn't clear. The players actually in international competition here don't acknowledge. And it's sometimes difficult to say which way the foul goes. But he's the man who knows. And he says it's on number 10, and it's on Fernando Martin. And there's a substitution. It's John Rogers coming on and Jose Cargol leaving. Now the American is back on court, but I wonder.
Yes, John Rogers had a great start to the first half, but then he sat down, and Cargill's been on for the rest of the game. He's done a very good job on Oscar, and now Rogers is back on. And it'll be interesting to see how warm he is and how he gets into the fight again.
Number 13, there is Franco Boselli, who's just substituted on. He sneaked on in that last timeout. Petrovic. Three-point attempt. Second chance there. Just look at the Caserta player saying, and it's Gentile saying, hang on, he put his foot out of court. Petrovic. No, travelling violation against Petrovic there, that's unusual.
That's a good call, though. He penetrated and he took that extra step, and that was a travel. So the Italians now, here's a chance for them to narrow that gap.
Interesting that Oscar Schmidt's taking a breather here. Now that's sensible, really, because he'll need to come on for the final onslaught as the Snediera Caserta team start to make back the deficit against Real Madrid. Schmidt's been on the whole game. He needs to be rested now to come back. He'll only be off for a short time.
That's good work from Gentile. Long shot, he gets his own rebound, and he's saying that he was fouled, but great work. He's only a little player, really did well.
8 points separate these two teams in the second half of this final. Berukov on the top, the shot from Martin. Oh. The rebounder, Policello. This is Gentile. Gentile's penetrated, and was he fouled? I think he was. Yes, it was. Was he fouled by number 5? Oh, number 5, he saw him grab his shirt. That's Petrovic. He grabbed his opposite number's shirt as he went through, and that was clearly seen by the official. Oh, a foul there, surely, on against Policello as he tried to move through to the basket. Yes. Oh, I say that's Fernando Martin. You could say that wasn't the daintiest of fouls, nor was there disguise. Nice screen setting up on this side for Gentile, but not taking it. Fortunate, really, for Delagnello to be in that position. He gets a second chance and scores.
Superb play from Delagnello. He missed a shot, he got his own rebound and powered his way in. This game is really hotting up. We thought Real were going ahead, going 12 points up, but the Italians have come back. And Real are taking it too easy at the moment. They're not intense.
Rodgers, the long shot, and he's missed. And we've got a foul, and is it against Rome? Fernando Rome of Real Madrid, the captain, on in this second half. And I do believe the foul has gone against him. Yes, it has. Gentile with the luxury of possession. Let's watch it again.
Yes, that was a little grapple to the floor, I think. Rome pulling down Delagnello.
Gentile. Oh, son. Well, that was deliberate if ever I saw it. And Glauchkov is 2 meters and 7, and he was swept to one side with an elbow there.
I think the referee, though, has called a foul on Glauchkov. Before the elbow, he was fouling Rome, so the foul goes to Glauchkov. Here we see, look at this move, it's something out of ice skating. Up he goes, misses a shot, Rome gets the rebound, but it's fouled.
Those of you waiting for the ice skating, we'll be back to that after this European basketball final. So enjoy this action first. Incidentally, that was the 8th team foul, and so we've got a free shot situation from now on in this second half, and they will be welcome shots, 87 to 79, so still only 8 points, a maximum of 10. It's been down to 1, it's been down to tie. It's a marvellous game, and remember, with 3-point options for shooting, it's anyone's match. Gentile, no. Oh, well played there by Policello.
Boy, this game is getting aggressive. What a game. They are really trying everything at it there, and the referees have really got to control the game. It's lucky that it's been played in such a good spirit.
Well, the referees have done a good game, actually. Have done a good piece of officiating. They've kept the match well balanced. That's Martin, and the rebounder Gentile. A nice little roll in there from Delagnello. Delagnello's been quite a statistic, actually, if we can call him that, in the second half.
Yes, he's played very well the second half. Real are really, they haven't given the ball to Petrovic recently, and people like Martin and John Rodgers have been shooting from the outside. They've got to get the ball to the right people.
Well, just as we say that, the officers of the law are moving into the background, and that won't be enjoyed by the players, certainly, and the spectators quite clearly getting into this match in every sense, and let's hope that's as far as it goes.
There was a foul on that move there by number 11, which was Policello, and that's 2 free throws now to Fernando Martin, who misses the first, and now he is with the second free throw.
Fernando Martin, 86 times a full Spanish international, got a silver medal in the Los Angeles Olympics in 1984. He spent some time too in the United States as a professional, so he's got real pedigree too. 88 to 81, so it's 7 points, and Gentile once again slows it down. That's Boselli on the far side, on the far wing. Boselli into Gentile. What a marvellous assist from Boselli.
Lovely pass from Boselli. He was up, everyone thought he was going to shoot it, pass it to Gentile, who scores an easy basket. Great play.
20 points to him. Petrovic. Well, what can you ask of a player but to come back and do just that, and how that was celebrated, and Manuel Saints there sighing a little sigh of relief. Dagnilello, and he's in, and another foul. And that's on Rome. Big Rome, he's really had some tussles on the far side.
Fernando Rome is a very, very physical player. He likes all that aggression under there, and when players come in there, he's very tall and he's awkward, so the smaller players can draw the foul. It's interesting to see with Real the fact that they finally got the ball in the right spot with the right player, that's Drazen Petrovic, and he makes a nice shot.
Well, let's take a break here whilst they sort out this situation. Back in a moment. Well, the discussion's still going on, and it's about the clock, and there is a dispute. The coach is disputing the time on the clock. We've had 1 or 2 problems with the clock here this evening, and quite clearly the fans not worrying about it as long as the officials are in control, as they have been throughout this match. But it has meant a significant delay, so you've missed nothing. And the Spanish flag being waved, as well they might. What an influence he's been on the second half, despite that miss.
Yes, he's really come on and taken up the slack. The interesting thing is the second half is that Oscar Schmidt has only scored 3 points, whereas he had 26 at half-time. He's only scored 3. He must really try and get going if Caserta are going to win this game.
Well, I make that 18 points there to Delagnello. So his personal tally moving along quite nicely. The 2 number 5s matched up well, and in offence. And Petrovic being pinned to the corner by 2 much bigger men. This is Rogers. And Rogers misses again, and this is no way the player that we saw in the first half.
Yes, he made 5 in a row at the start of the first half, and he's just missed 3 in a row. Obviously, the time he spent on the bench has got him cold, and he's not into the flow of the game.
So, foul on John Rogers, so he's having a most unhappy time. You can see over the far side that it's Oscar Schmidt attempting to drive onto the baseline side, and is prevented from doing so by John Rogers. And substitutions, well, it's not substitutions actually, the 2 players being chatted to, that's Gentile and Boselli, and that's the coach's right, so the players can go to the side of the court and have a chat in these moments of lull. But there's never a lull really when Oscar Schmidt has the ball as the Caserta scoreline advances. Petrovic. Now you see the defensive players coming out far deeper now to try and put pressure on the ball. It's a man-to-man defence now, and now it's in fact it's combination. 2 players picking up the ball handlers, then sinking back into a zone.
and their defence is really causing the wrong Real players to shoot the ball. Rogers there again shot it. He really is having problems even trying to get the ball through the basket. Here's a real chance for Caserta to get even closer to Real.
Gentile.
Oscar Schmidt, what a superb three-point shot. And now they were down 12, now they're only down 2 points.
91-89, and what a high-scoring game it is. Good rebound play there by Glachkov. A timeout being requested, as you see, from Manuel Sainz from Real Madrid. So, quite clearly, there's going to be a break for these players very shortly. Schmidt. And that was Roma. Big number 6. Once again complaining. He is the captain of the side. Well, as the players take a timeout, so will we. Back in a moment.
What is it?
Well, there was some real activity on the benches as well as in the crowd, and both teams realising that they have an opportunity. Real Madrid, an opportunity to make history, to become the first team to win 10 major European titles. And we've got a zone defence on the part of Caserta. Paul.
Yes, simply zone defence means that players defend an area rather than a specific player, so that wherever the ball is, there's a man there, and they're trying not to let someone have a free shot. Unfortunately, they did there, and Petrovic makes them pay with yet another three-pointer.
Well, passing the ball around the outside of a zone can create gaps as the zone defence responds, and that was the opportunity that Petrovic took, and he took it well and got his just reward. And to penetrate and to get under the backboard is what you have to do against it, and that was Glachkov getting under the boards and was fouled.
That was lovely play from Oscar. He penetrated. Look at that pass straight to Glachkov. He goes up and looks like he was hitting the head there, and he'll shoot now 2 free throws from the foul line.
Yeah, it was Biryukov, Jose Biryukov, the former Soviet junior player that committed that foul. Taking a bit of a chance, actually. He's only 1.95 meters against Glachkov at 2.07 meters.
It's interesting to see as pressure gets these players, they're starting to miss these free throws. These are going to be crucial at the final whistle when there's only a 1-point or 2-point ball game. You must make those free throws.
Petrovic again. Excitement building as we head towards a climax to this final, because what happens in the next few minutes will determine really. Petrovic under the attention of 3 players on the far side. This is Biryukov, attended by Gentile. Some good matchups and switching defensive play by the Italians here. The 2 number 14s playing each other there. So let's just look at Petrovic again as the scoreline 94-90. Well, we expected a close encounter. The double team on the far side trying to prevent that pass in. No one breaking. Foul.
Well, that's a disputable call. Petrovic there penetrated in, and number 13, Boselli, started reaching in there, and it looks like he's got the ball, but the referee thinks he's got his arm as well, so that's a foul. So Petrovic now shoot one-on-one from the foul line.
Yes, I think when the referee watches the slow motion of that, he will realise that he made an error. But however, it's a very difficult job indeed out there, and it's what happens in the heat of the moment that counts on the score sheet. And the outcome is Mr. Petrovic with 46 points and 2 fouls against him on the free throw line. Now that is some credential. Gentile. once again calling the play. Glauchkov playing high post, setting the screen or attempting to screen off Petrovic, and he may well have done that illegally.
Yes, that was a foul on Petrovic there. He pushed through and fouled Gentile, so Gentile now have one-on-one from the foul line, meaning that if he makes the first free throw, there he goes, Petrovic fouls him there, and now Gentile, if he scores the first free throw, he'll get the second one. As he does 21 points. Gentile's had a very good game for Caserta. Apart from Oscar, he's really controlled them, and he's hit his outside shot, he's penetrated well. He's a very, very good player.
Well, Saints there, the coach of Real Madrid, must be quite content with the way his team is playing, because it's very much been a team effort, despite the sheer excellence of Petrovic. One always feels that if Petrovic was closed down, there were other players capable of taking on the role. And, of course, Marcelletti, the coach who just got a glimpse of there, Caserta, knows that. Gentile. Oh, they let him right in. Bad defensive play there. He fooled everybody.
He must have thought it was Christmas there. It just opened up. He could just dribble in, score with a nice, easy shot.
John Rogers, who really hasn't made his presence felt, number 14 on the near side, and that's a foul. It's no prizes for guessing what a coach of Caserta was asking for. Charging foul against Biryukov.
The foul was on number 13, Boselli, and now Biryukov will have 2 free throws.
Good blocking out play there, under the backboards by Glauchkov. If you saw that off the ball, very, very good indeed. Oh, look at Glauchkov. Oh, we're just a little bit after that situation there, actually, so we can't see it. However, Gentile sets it off once again. This is Boselli. Boselli back to Gentile. These two dominating the top, assisted by Delagnello, who's been quiet of late. And Real Madrid get the luxury of possession. Actually, what do you think about Petrovic, Paul? He's had 140 internationals with Yugoslavia. They can't get too much more experience than that, can you?
Petrovic is a superb player, and he's got 46 points here, and he's going to now shoot one-on-one from the foul line. He might well get 50 points in this game, and it's even when you're being defended as hard as he is, to get 50 points, that's an incredible achievement.
And you caught a glimpse there, as we just watched this, of Fernando Martin being substituted on. That's being administered at the moment. And there he is, the number 10, on that sideline with his back to us. Mr. Kurilic, to Yugoslav basketball personnel, administering these free shots and doing it very successfully.
And that's 49 points for Drazen Petrovic. What an incredible performance.
Well, we're drawing to a close in this final, and Real Madrid have had the advantage, but what a shot that was indeed from Schmidt, and that's brought him in with a chance. It really has. 98 to 97 the score, and just when the three-pointer was needed, the maestro executed it well. Now, what can Real Madrid do now? A steal here from Caserta would really do the trick. This is Biryukov. This is Rogers. Rogers no way in at all. That's Petrovic. Rogers. Oh, Rogers scores it when it matters.
Tough shot. He hasn't scored the second half, and with the toughest shot he's had, he's made it. What an important 2 points.
It certainly was at 197 then, and now it's up to Saliero Caserta. Now, oh, an error. Was it a foul? Yes, it was. The foul it was on, was it Biryukov? Yes, it was on Biryukov. That was the number signal there, and the crowd supporting Caserta, well, they must wonder whether their team can now do it. Delagnello, the number 7, with the shot. Welcome point that was. 20 points to his credit, but it's now what happens to that team score. Oh, and that was welcome too. Rome puts the ball into play. 100 to 99, and now the Italians need the steal, and Saints knows it. Biriukov under pressure from Schmidt. Petrovic running the clock down. Oh, and a steal. Well, the foul, you saw it on the top. Have a closer look at it here. Schmidt it was, the number 9, committing the foul.
Yes, he reached the cross there. Although he hit the ball, he also got Petrovic's arm. So it's now an opportunity for Petrovic not only to extend Real's lead to 3 points, but also to get to 50 points. He's got 49. Can he do it? Yes, that's 50 points right there. And he's still got one more shot.
Well, if ever a coach was to celebrate a player's performance, then it'll be Manuel Saints if Real pull this off, and that may well be the critical one. The final stages now. And there's bedlam here. And I don't know whether we'll hear the whistle. Well, another foul, is it? Yes, it is. It's against the number 14. And that's John Rogers. Well, that can't be.
Yes, that was Rogers fighting his way through a pick and fouling, and he's desperately keeping hold of Oscar Schmidt. Now, Caserta are 3 points down. So I think they're going to go for a 3-point shot here to try and tie the game and take it into overtime.
Well, if they could do that, it would be quite incredible. Just a few seconds left as the referee pops off to get his photograph taken, and Franco Marcelletti suggests that he ought to have his attentions on the match, and he's quite right. They're the play board. These are very, very crucial plays. And, well, I wonder whether he'll get that important shot that he needs, Paul, that'll take him into extra time.
I wonder if he's running a play there for Oscar Schmidt or not. I think the way it's gone with the 3-point shooting, they look for Oscar Schmidt or maybe Gentile, but Schmidt has to be their first option, and the Spanish here will be desperate to stop him.
Well, you saw that instruction from Manuel Saints to Fernando Martin. He's talking to his experienced player. 102.99. Seconds left on the clock now, and can Real Madrid be tied? Now, can Caserta come back from this? The stack at the centre now. Will they get an opportunity to put a shot up? This is Esposito, the number 6, who's been substituted on. There's the shot from Schmidt. Oh, my save! Well, if that was the play, well, certainly it worked. 102 points each, and the clock winding down, and it's going to be extra time, surely. Can they score here? No is the answer, and we'll not hear the whistle. There's so much noise, and I think the whistle's gone. Has it gone? I think it's gone. The players think it's gone, and it's 102 points each, and we're into extra time. Well, the players didn't know, the coaches didn't know, and we weren't sure. The crowd of 15,000, what an atmosphere here in this stadium in Paris. Well, 102 to 102 in this European Cup Winners' Cup final. What a game it'll be, and if that's confirmed, well, it'll be 2 minutes, it'll be an extra 5 minutes of play, and I reckon that's what's going to happen.
What they're saying here, Stuart, is that Biriukov fouled Gentile right here, and the referee had called a foul, but in fact, the Spanish are saying that the whistle had already gone, so it doesn't count, and the Italians are saying it is a foul. Gentile should have 1-on-1 to win the game. So God knows what the decision's going to be.
Well, the point is that certainly the whistle couldn't be heard, and I'm not surprised that the players didn't know, and the commissioner will have to sort this one out. Well, whilst they sort this out, let us take a breather. We'll join you back in a second, and I think for extra time. It's going to be extra time. That foul, which quite clearly did occur after the whistle went, and it's 102 points each, and that full-time situation means that it's 2 minutes break and then 5 minutes in one direction. So that's the situation. Contain him. And Biryukov, the young player of Soviet origin, 20 points. Terrific. Gentili, look, 24 points for the Italians. And now, here we go then, for 5 minutes of actual playing time in this European Cup Winners' Cup final. So, who will take it? And when you look at the statistics, Caserta only tied Real Madrid twice, and one of them was right at the end of that match, and what a finale we had. So it's all to play for again, and that's 2 more points to Petrovic.
In fact, it's a 3-pointer, and it's from Petrovic. There he goes again. So Madrid straight away are 3 points in the lead.
You're absolutely right. He's just outside that arc again, but such is the quality of the player. Such a response. Gentile, and that's Schmidt recovering in the middle, but we've got a foul, and we've got a 1-on-1 situation here. That's the free shot situation coming. Let's have a look at this. And a foul quite clearly being committed there on Oscar Schmidt, who is having attention to his nose. We think it was Jose Biryukov.
That's in fact Biryukov's 5th foul, and now he's fouled out. It's interesting to see that Jose Luis Florente will come on. He plays on the Spanish national team, and he hasn't played any part of this game, but he's very experienced. But it'll be a crucial 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes for him to see how he can adapt to what is an absolute hotbed of basketball.
Well, if coolness was ever needed, it was needed now from Oscar Schmidt. And that's what you ask of your great players. That's why you spend an awful lot of time persuading them to come from Brazil to Europe and to play. Just what was required. So, Caserta, 1 point adrift in extra time. Just to remind you, if you've just joined us, 102 points each at full time. And Real Madrid in the white strip have always had the advantage, except on 2 occasions. And one of them was the crucial final stage of the match proper. I see.
That's Rome there saying that he was fouled, whereas in fact he was pushing the hell out of the person that was defending him. So that's a foul on Rome. Here he goes, just leaning all over his back. So that's another foul on Rome, and now number 14, Georgi Glubchev, will go down the other end to shoot a 1-on-1. And here's a chance for Caserta to take the lead.
We're just taking account of that foul situation. Of course, this is considered to be part of the second half, so the fouls will continue through from the main time when the score was 102 to 102. This is Petrovic, defended by Gentile. And look at the defensive play, almost a double team on Petrovic at the top. Now, how will Madrid, and that was off the ball, and it was once again Esposito, and 1-on-1 signalled there by Manuel Sainz. Esposito, the number 6, 1m92, leaves, and I think that's his 5th foul.
Florente here, who's just come on, is an excellent penetrator as well. Here he penetrates in, gets fouled. Now he's got a 1-on-1. These free throws are absolutely crucial for both teams at this stage. But Florente, he's been sitting down for the whole of the 40 minutes of regular time. Can he make them? Is he warm enough to come in and make these 1-on-1 free throws?
Well, we shall soon know. 98 games he's played with the Spanish national team, and he got a silver medal in the Los Angeles Olympics. 4th, actually, in Moscow in 1980, so he's got a pedigree. And the answer to that was quite clearly no. And he wasn't as warm as he perhaps might have been. But it's pressure. It's all about pressure.
I tell you, Stuart, I'd rather be up here.
Delagnolo and Schmidt again. Martin. Well, those of you that have just switched on to see the World Championships in figure skating from Paris, bear with us. This Basketball European Cup winners final has gone into extra time. We'll be going to the figure skating as soon as this match is finished. So that's Petrovic, double teamed, look at that. No way in from that side, the screen coming from Rome. And marvellous movement in by Cargo. And is that 2 points? Was it goaltending? It was indeed.
It's a lovely pass from Petrovic to Cargill. He got his shot blocked by Gluchev, but then Petrovic got the rebound, shot it, and Gluchev goaltended. That means he stopped it going into the basket as it was on its downward flight.
Well, a crucial call that might be. And the Italians have now got to establish some discipline at this late stage in the match. Petrovic. Some disarray in the Italian camp at the moment, and Petrovic with the shot. The way that Rome came in to attempt the slam dunk.
Oh, tremendous play.
Timeout being requested, as you see there, from Sergio Contini on behalf of Franco Marcelletti.
Stuart, watch this. Oscar Schmidt should have ran 3 people. Petrovic finally fouls him, and now he'll have 2 free throws. Look at this. The guy's 2 meters 6, penetrates round, and he's fouled. Now he'll shoot a one-on-one, 2 free throws rather, from the foul line. Chance for Caserta to get closer.
Well, we make Petrovic on 4 fouls now, and but not that significant now, I fancy. But he's too clever a player to go off. But Marcelletti must have been delighted with the way his team responded at his timeout at the end of full time. But now, can he raise his team to some discipline and order for these final phases? And the fans hope so, because that's the reward. This trophy, which these players have been on court for a very long time, are attempting to win. And 17 European finals for Real Madrid. Can they win their 10th, or will Oscar Schmidt here prevent them from doing so? He's capable of 3-pointers. He's capable. He's a cool, calm customer. Now, what can he do here? A valuable miss on the second one. It was very, very close indeed. Lorente.
The advantage is very definitely with Real Madrid now. They'll slow the game down. They'll try and eat up the seconds on the clock. They've got a lead now, and Caserta have really got to come out and win. Oh, what a lovely move from Fernando Martin. Lovely little hook shot there. And now Real Madrid are 4 points in the lead. Caserta must score this time.
109 to 105. And once again, the advantage with Real Madrid. So, can Schmidt perform again? Well, it was a pressure shot that. He perhaps took on a little too much. And is that a foul against Glauchov? Look closely at Glauchov, the big number 14. Yes, he pushes his man under the backboard. Glauchov, the fouling player there. Look at this. Pushes his player completely off the ball.
Little Jose Luis Florente is only 1m85, and Georgi Gluchev just hit him right, pushed him right out of court.
Laurent. Look at the pressure in defence here. Well, foul. Will the basket count? 111 to 105 is the end result. Yes, it is.
That could be it. Lovely pass from Florente. Up goes Martin. Gluchev fouls him, and all important, scores the basket, and now he's got 1 extra shot. If he makes that, that puts Real Madrid up with 7 points, and I've got to put what little money I have, Stuart, I've got to put on Real to win the cup then.
Well, you can see their supporters, they're already beginning to celebrate as we pan the crowd, and they're enjoying this. They've got a great team to support. It's got such a pedigree over the years in European competitions, as I've said several times this evening. they know what the game's all about. Fernando Martin, an Olympic silver medal in his pocket. I wonder whether he'll get another European title to his credit here.
Can you believe that? Fernando Martin, he's played in the professionals in the States, and he's barely hit the ring on a free throw, and you shouldn't miss a free throw.
A long shot. That was Gentile. 1:11, 1:08. It's still anybody's game. And the pressure, almost full court from Caserta. And the coach can't wait to get on the court with them. Petrovic, 1-1-3.
Lovely play from Petrovic, and another long shot from... God! Gentile with an enormous three-point shot.
And a full court press on from that, at a 1-1-3 to 1-1-11. And a full court press was on, so quite clearly, defensively, it's hotting up, as well we would expect.
Just goes to show with that three-point shot, no lead's enough. It's only 2 points now, and Caserta are right back in this game.
Cargol puts it in, and there's a foul, and Rome is fouled this time. And is it Oscar Schmidt? It is. A little smile it may be, and that's, we reckon, is his 5th foul. Now, if that's right, we should see him leave. Yes, he is leaving. And he's replaced by Policello, but I just have a feeling that the damage has been done. Well, the crowd applauding a great player, and how they would have enjoyed him to stay the course, but he's not. He's gone and can take no further part. Scoreline 113 to 111. Real Madrid with the advantage, and they're running this clock down. They want the controlled shot. They want the Petrovic shot, just like that.
It's hardly controlled, but it's effective. 2 more points.
60 points to Petrovic. What a total to amass in any game, let alone a European Cup final. What talent it is. Well, the Americans have been trying to get Petrovic over to the States to play professional ball. He prefers it in Europe, and Real Madrid are very pleased about that. This is Gentile. Gentile for Stadiera Caserta.
He's had a superb game for his team. He's kept them in it. He's just hit those 2 enormous three-point shots, and he's still trying to aid away at this lead to win the cup for Caserta. There's another point for the free throw.
Pressure on again. How much pressure? Not as much as there should be from the Italians at this stage. And Petrovic is in range. Oh, they let him in. Petrovic, what a player. The defence collapsed, and he was in. No error there. And the steal, the rebound, and surely that's it. Surely Real Madrid can't be beaten now. And a foul. And a little bit of a problem over the far side. Quickly resolved by the referees. I must say that Mr. Rigas and Mr. Kulic of Athens and Yugoslavia have managed this game well. A timeout call. And whilst they go for the timeout, if you've just switched on hoping to see figure skating, well, the World Championship from Paris will follow this basketball game on Eurosport. This game has gone into extra time, and we've stayed with it. I hope you'll forgive us on this occasion. Well, excitement in this capacity crowd, and I don't have to tell you which team these group of supporters are supporting.
The problem that Caserta had for the last minute or so of this game was that the person that has the ball is the one person they don't want to have it, is Petrovic. So if they foul him, he's going to go to the line and make his free throws. They want to get the ball to other players who aren't such good shooters.
Oh, well placed. That was placed beautifully to Petrovic, and double team on Petrovic to try and stop the ball going in, but he's still got it into the offensive half. And a foul too. And really, I wonder what Mazzoletti is thinking as his team retreat.
It's interesting here that Real Madrid have elected to take the ball out of bounds rather than the foul shot. So now they'll take the ball in and they'll run down the clock so that then they just run out. They won't have to take another shot at the basket.
Well, that was a speculative pass, but a well-aimed one too. And look at this. Now they're running the clock down. It's the closing stages, and surely Real Madrid can't be beaten. Their crowd have supported them well here, and look in the background, Drazen Petrovic is already celebrating. He knows the game well, and so does Georgi Glauchkov, the big number 14 who's played well. And Glauchkov goes off on 5 fouls, as I say that. The big man has acquitted himself well, and so has this man, Fernando Martin. He's the cool, calm, collected player. A smile. And that's a possession to the Italians, is it? Yes. 1-1-7 to 1-1-3, and that's it. And the whistle went again without us hearing it. And Real Madrid have won their 10th major European title, and on that account alone they go into the history books. And Petrovic here will celebrate, and well he might. To score over 60 points in a major championship final, well, that's something. And you saw Gentile of Caserta push him into the forefront. You deserve the accolade, and so does Manuel Sainz of Real Madrid. Paul, that's the cup, that's what they've won, but it was the way and the manner in which they did it.
Absolutely superb game. I'm just dripping with sweat. It was so exciting, and I just hope that the game on Friday that we're covering, Stuart, on Eurosport, Cavallini-Bissaro v Barcelona, will be as exciting as this one.
This, the final, and the celebrations in Real Madrid's home camp will go on for some considerable time. 17 European finals they've been in, and that's big Rome, the captain, who played only in the second half, leaves this arena, and he leaves it ahead of a marvellous winning team. So Real Madrid have beaten Scuderia Caserta in this European Cup Winners' final. So good night from Eurosport. We hope you've enjoyed.